that we can't really speak of a professional government, that's clear to everyone by now. And that was also shown in the last video, which I published here. It was about local politics with regard to the lottery because of the whole conscription. But there is a new thing, and that really makes almost everyone's hair stand on end. Because yesterday the World Health Summit opened here in Berlin, and there was an opening speech, and the content was really so terrible. You can't imagine it at all. This government is throwing money away without end, but of course not for its own people. And with that, welcome to Why Critical Mind, Clear Thinking. Decide for yourself. Yes, we all know we have to save. We have to tighten our belts. Hard times are coming. All of this is constantly communicated to us here. The discussion about care level 1 is in full swing, and we can assume that gradually this care level will actually fall away. The hope is to save 1 billion euros here within the framework of this whole long-term care insurance. 1 billion is to be saved. Please keep that in mind for a moment. And yesterday, as I said, an opening speech took place during the World Health Summit. Incidentally, 4,000 experts from the fields of science, from the field of foundations, are meeting here. Politicians are there, and prominent donors, and among others, the opening speech was given by our Development Minister Radovan, and she proudly announced that despite all the austerity measures that have to be taken here in Germany, Germany would still give a lot of money to this global fund. The Global Fund is an international organization based in Geneva, and this Global Fund primarily takes care of the 3 major infectious diseases: HIV, i.e. AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. All well and good. And Madame Radovan announced that Germany is actually in a position, of course also thanks to her work that she has done, that Germany will give 3 billion, not million, 3 billion euros to this global fund for the next 3 years. That means 1 billion euros per year. That's unbelievable. I don't want to trivialize or badmouth that at all. Of course, it is important that we take care of this. International donors, the USA are involved, several European countries are involved. That one does everything to contain HIV, tuberculosis and malaria. No question, but I wonder, how can it be that, despite all the austerity measures, Germany is able to give 1 billion euros per year? Per year. That means 3 billion in the next 3 years. And we must also consider one thing in this context. In recent years, there have been extreme allegations of corruption, and after internal investigations, project partners in Mali, Mauritania, Djibouti and Zambia are said to have embezzled funds. It is said that 34 million US dollars, where they have gone, nobody knows at all. So you support such an organization in which $34 million, i.e. US dollars, have somehow disappeared into thin air. It's all fine if Germany says, yes, of course, we also help internationally in the area of these 3 infectious diseases. But on the other hand, our long-term care insurance is missing 1 billion euros per year. And that's why care level 1 will most likely be eliminated. That's why we have to pay more, of course, right? Instead of $5, 7.50 is said to be due. And when you go to the hospital, yes, then unfortunately we have to pay more too. And it is not at all up for discussion that 1 billion is being given. Is health diplomacy on the international stage more important to Germans or German politicians than sensible health policy in their own country? It is absolutely not up for discussion. It's perfectly fine if our schools are dirty or students clean instead. Cleaning has never hurt anyone, has it? And it's not bad if you want to tax bottle collectors soon. This discussion is back again. And it's not bad at all if you want to make citizens' income recipients pay even more. Germany seems to want to shine on the international stage above all, right? Friedrich Merz has already pledged 29 million again for the Gaza Strip, right? For the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip. That happens again and again, and at some point everything will be destroyed again. In addition, money is repeatedly poured into the Ukraine conflict. A huge amount of money has already been made available for the reconstruction of Ukraine. Will then be due soon, and for development aid, I see a lot of money there. But for our own health policy, no. Unfortunately, we have to cut back there, and unfortunately, we have to have a stronger discussion about who all has to pay even more as a self-payer. And especially the rich here. Yes, in our country, they finally have to be asked to pay. Because a total of 3 billion euros have to be made available to this global fund here in the next 3 years. Therefore, I can really understand everyone who now says, yes, Donald Trump's slogan, America First or Make America Great Again. I like it much better than what our German politicians are doing here. You have to see it that way, because apparently this policy is primarily a European and also a foreign policy. And as far as the nation is concerned, it's not so bad. The Deutsche Bahn still doesn't work. We still have dilapidated infrastructures. Digitalization still doesn't work in many areas. We still have dilapidated bridges, etc., etc. PP. And for old, disabled and sick people, you want to make savings now and cancel the care level here. And it is also not a problem if more and more clinics in Germany have to close because they become insolvent. The state has no help left for that. That doesn't work. That is normal market activity. Or when senior citizens' homes are converted into asylum homes, that is all much, much more important. Who should approve of this policy in any way? I have to tell you honestly, I'm slowly getting fed up with it. Or how is it with you? I am therefore, as always, very much looking forward to your opinion and wish you a good time until the next video. Bye, Dilil.